Alright, hey guys. I know a whole bunch of you were having trouble with Warrior, so actually I just started this as turn 1. Um, I had a Karen, Backstab, Azure Drake, and I SI Agent, and I chose to mulligan the Azure Drake and hold everything else. Since you guys have been having trouble with Warrior, I'm going to give you guys some tips as I play.
I fight.
So with your weapon, you really want to maximize your mana. What I mean is, when we have cards like Deadly Poison, we're not always sure that we want to aggressively attack. But in this case, we're alright doing it. Sometimes you just want to save your weapon charges so that you can combo your Deadly Poison into your SI Agent and have full use out of your Deadly Poison. And I apologize if I have any lip smacking sound. I just finished eating. Alright. So what we're looking to do here is, the reason we didn't mulligan the Karen from our opening hand is because he's so powerful on his own. He's really hard for this deck to deal with. Actually, Warriors don't have any silence effects. So he just played a Frothing Berserker. We have two ways to go about this. We can find a way to eviscerate it, find a way to trade with it, damage with Deadly Poison. I think our best means of killing it is to keep the Divine Shield on our Squire. We're just going to backstab and play our SI. This saves our coin. And since we don't have a really strong play for next turn, we're going to use our last weapon charge, because chances are that we're going to need to relocate our resources towards our hero power. So what we're doing now is we're trying to preserve the coin. Karen on turn 5 is really powerful. We really want to minimize his armor. We want to make his shield slims ineffective. If you can keep them at 2 damage or force him to have a shield block, then you basically get to remove most of his early removal and just have him hope that he draws axes or finds a way to damage your minions so that he can execute them. But even if he's executing our SI agent, we're pretty happy because he's burning a serious execute. So in this case, my opponent shield blocked, and it appears he has a shield slam, or he's just cycling. Yeah, okay. So it was at the end of his hand. He shield slam our SI. Can't be too mad about that. We got pretty good value. So even though I said we were going to hold this coin for Cairn, I think that we have enough action in our hands to merit playing this Azure Drake right now, especially since he used a shield slam, because it's even less likely that he has a way to deal with the Azure Drake, and if he does have to deal with it, it's a combination of 2 cards instead of 1, which is pretty good for us. Okay, so we drew a Blade Flurry. So what I like to do as Rogue a lot is hold my last charge of poison. A lot of people don't do this. I try to find a way to seriously play around using my last poison charge, because oftentimes you'll draw your Blade Flurry and use it as a Wrath effect. Wrath effect is from Magic the Gathering, I apologize. You'll use it as a board clearing effect. Alright, so he's trying to get a value whirlwind. He might have an execute in his hand. Okay, he doesn't have an execute. So what we're going to do now is actually use a poison charge. Now I'll probably just tack my 4/3 into his creature. We'll set up so we have options next turn. Now we're also trying to play around Brawl at this point in the game. Problem with putting this Azure Drake on 2 is that he has Baron Geddon, but I think it's a much better play than using any of our removal. We could always trade away. Now, giving him 2 cards is just very bad for us. Alright, so we're going to do this. I'm going to attack his face here. So my reasoning for using a weapon charge here is because, well, I guess I don't really want to use a weapon charge here. I mean, if we play Karen, we miss out on 1 damage, but I think he's more likely to play a reasonable threat next turn, and we really want to keep our mana open, and we can answer his threat really efficiently. And if we happen to draw like a Defias Ringleader, I would like to put that on the board. I think maybe not, because he has so many cards in hand, and Brawl is like a very powerful answer against rogue decks, since most of your tempo is played out on the table. So it might be reasonable to try and play around that as best as we can. So the thing about these warrior decks is they don't really have early access to threats besides a couple of 2-drop cards and their berserkers, and their power is mostly from their 7-drops, 8-drops, 9-drops, and Ysera, Rag. See, like, he's playing out a lot of stuff that we have a lot of answers for, luckily. So I think, okay, we drew Defias. Alright, let's see what we want to do here. So we're gonna burn and eviscerate. Just don't know whether... Nah, it's okay for us to take extra damage here. He's not very threatening. So we're gonna deadly poison.
So many options.
Eviscerate here. We're going to take additional damage so that he gets less armor. We're gonna get rid of our 1/1 his brawl. Attack his face. There is merit to playing our Defias Ringleader, but he already wants to play his Baron Geddon. So to get rid of our Azure Drake, so we're just gonna pass on that. It's better for us to combo off with our Blade Flurry and trading our Harvest Golem, and then playing a Ringleader afterwards, maybe. I don't know, we have to see on the circumstance. The thing about Rogue is you have to be really fluid, and when you're not fluid, you'll lose a lot of games. Since you're a tempo deck, you really have to conserve as much card value as possible, and that means holding eviscerates and stuff until they exactly answer one threat. So it's pretty bad that he just plays out a Cairn. If he has Brawl, it allows him to minimize his risk at leaving us with a creature, because he brings his Cairn back with its Death Rattle. I think the best thing we can do, I mean, I can see the merit in trading, and in fact he would probably attack my my Harvest Golem to make sure I didn't get a 2/1. I think I kind of want to get rid of the Cairns first half. Now that's okay. I think I'm going to attack. And if he wants to play our own Cairn, and if he wants to kill our Azure Drake for free, that's fine. This is the point in the game where you really have to get a feel for playing to understand how to use your cards. A lot of people might have just burned their weapon charge there, and it might not be wrong. It's just you have to tailor yourself to your own play style, and for me, I don't think it's correct to use my potential Blade Flurry combo this early in the game, especially when you can use it as a finisher for larger creatures. Let's say he drops a 7-power creature like a Baron Geddon, and I can use half of a Harvest Golem and then a Blade Flurry. It's much more reasonable. But then again, Warrior doesn't really pressure your life total unless they have Alexstrasza, so you can just kind of sit. I mean, the first 15 life points you have are kind of free, so take that as you will. It's a pretty difficult matchup to play as a whole, I think. Warrior's definitely advantaged, especially if they draw both their shield blocks, just because you kind of have limited reach, even though you're more of a tempo deck than the Miracle Rogue deck that can really only deal like 35 damage in a game. Okay, so he is going to make some interesting plays. Unless he has an Inner Rage, I don't really like what he did here. Since we saved our Blade Flurry, this is probably a great example of what happens when you save your Blade Flurry charges. So since we saved our Blade Flurry charge, we get to reset his board. He wasn't expecting us to have a really good answer, I don't think, or he would have played differently. Problem with our Eviscerator is it deals 4 damage, but we haven't attacked with our weapons, so we can just activate here, attack right there, this creature from play. And Nice little wombo. So he still hasn't played his brawl. I'm really tempted to Shadow Step. Could be wrong. A Whirlwind pretty much gets rid of the Shadow Step, and I think just if he brings out Cairn low, we can bring it back. I'm not sure. And we also have Leroy in our deck, and another SI agent. Yeah, we're just gonna pass. Especially if he has Baron Geddon still. He has a lot of live draws. So here's the point actually in the game where I was talking about in my video that we generate so much tempo that we have the ability to burn a turn. This is kind of the optimal place where we would set up for a sprint. So we have 8 power on board. Our opponent has none. He has a couple of cards in hand. He played a Gorehowl, so now is really like the perfect opportunity for us. You can, you know, sprint and then attack and deal with his creatures as you will, and you have enough burst to end the game because he's stuck at 13 life, you know? Okay, so we're going to wonder what he attacks here. It's probably our Cairn. He's putting himself dangerously low. I think we can just have him dead. Yeah, that was a very confusing fight. Okay, so we won the game. So this is generally how we want to play against Control Warrior. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I don't get around to showing you gameplay videos enough, and that'll definitely change. When I have a little more free time, like today I had a day off, so it was really easy. So I hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter, I guess, at Eric_Kreiter. Follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/PolishKing_, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be great, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and good luck ranking.